the Stoic path to unshakable self-discipline. Self-discipline is not a fleeting virtue. It is the foundation upon which all strength and wisdom are built. Without it, we are adrift, swayed by emotions, distractions, and the desires of the moment. The ancients knew this well. For the Stoics, self-discipline was not just a tool. It was the path to inner freedom, a way to master life's chaos and align ourselves with the greater order of the universe. In our modern world, filled with distractions and the pursuit of instant gratification, self-discipline has become a lost art. We chase fleeting pleasures, forgetting that true power comes not from indulging whims, but from mastering them. The Stoics understood that to control oneself is to command the only true freedom life offers, the freedom of choice, the ability to shape our responses to whatever comes. The great Stoic philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, taught that self-discipline is the means by which we conquer not the world, but ourselves. They believed that the only control we truly possess is over our own minds, our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Everything external, wealth, power, even our bodies, lies beyond our power and is indifferent. What matters is how we respond, how we hold fast to virtue in the face of life's challenges. Self-discipline for the Stoics is about aligning our actions with nature, with reason, and with our highest purpose. It is about making the difficult choice, the right choice, even when it's hard. In practicing this discipline, we gain strength not only to endure hardship, but to thrive amidst it. This is how the Stoics achieved greatness, not through the accumulation of wealth or fame, but through the quiet mastery of themselves. Why this matters now. In a world obsessed with success and achievement, we often forget that true success lies within. Wealth, power, and status are fleeting. They are indifferent to our well-being. What truly matters is how we conduct ourselves, whether we are ruled by our impulses or governed by reason. The Stoics remind us that happiness is not found in the external, but in the mastery of the internal. This journey into the 10 Stoic principles will guide you toward unshakable self-discipline. These principles are not easy to follow, but they offer a path to true freedom. Freedom from the whims of life, from the opinions of others, and from the tyranny of our own desires. By the end, you will not only understand the power of self-discipline, but also how to wield it in your daily life. Stay with me on this journey. Together, we'll uncover the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and learn how to build the self-discipline that will transform your life. If you're ready to master the art of self-governance and unlock true inner strength, subscribe and join this community dedicated to ancient wisdom for modern challenges. 1. Master your mind. Control your thoughts. The first step on the Stoic path to building self-discipline begins with mastering your own mind. According to the Stoics, all suffering, chaos, and distraction do not come from the external world, but from within, from our thoughts. It is not the events themselves that disturb us, but how we choose to interpret them. As Epictetus taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This idea lies at the core of Stoic philosophy, the belief that no matter what life throws at us, the true challenge is our ability to control our internal responses. In today's world, our minds are constantly bombarded with distractions, endless streams of information, opinions, and expectations. Amidst this noise, our thoughts can easily become scattered, pulling us in countless directions, leading us to dwell on fleeting desires, anxieties, or fears of what might happen in the future. The Stoics believed that if we want to cultivate self-discipline, the first place to start is by gaining control over these wandering thoughts. After all, as Seneca observed, he who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary. Left unchecked, the mind will drift into unnecessary suffering, conjuring up worries that have not yet occurred and may never come to pass. To truly understand self-discipline, we must first tame our minds. This means cultivating the awareness to notice when our thoughts are straying and the discipline to pull them back to the present moment. For the Stoics, mindfulness was key, not as a way to suppress thoughts and emotions, but to observe them objectively. By doing so, they could choose how to respond instead of letting emotions dictate their actions. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, would reflect deeply on his thoughts at the end of each day. He used journaling as a tool to maintain self-awareness, writing down the thoughts that dominated his mind and considering whether they were constructive or harmful. This practice helped him sharpen his self-discipline, for he knew that only by understanding his thoughts could he master them. Seneca, too, understood the importance of questioning our thoughts. Not every idea that crosses our mind is valuable or true. He encouraged us to ask ourselves, is this thought useful? Is it within my control? If the answer is no, then the thought should be discarded. This simple act of questioning can help us break free from thoughts that drain our energy or pull us away from our goals. Focusing on the present moment is another pillar of Stoic thought. The past is gone, the future uncertain. The only thing truly in our control is now. When we allow our minds to dwell on what might happen or what we wish had happened, we lose touch with reality. The Stoics remind us that true discipline comes from training our minds to focus on what we can control right now, our actions, our responses, and our choices. Incorporating moments of silence into our daily routine, much like the Stoics did, can help us develop this mental clarity. Marcus Aurelius would often sit in quiet contemplation, centering his thoughts on what mattered most. Meditation, even in short moments, allows us to quiet the mind and train it to remain present. The goal isn't to eliminate thoughts, but to guide them, to remain the master of your mind rather than a servant to its whims. When you learn to master your thoughts, you unlock a level of freedom few ever achieve. You are no longer a slave to impulses, anxieties, or fleeting desires. Instead, you become the director of your life, moving with purpose and clarity. Building this internal discipline is much like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it becomes. Self-discipline begins in the mind. The Stoics remind us that the true battleground is not outside us, but within. To control your thoughts is to control your destiny. By mastering this principle, you lay the foundation for all other forms of discipline to take root. 2. Focus on what you can control. Accept what you cannot. The second principle in the Stoic journey toward self-discipline is learning to differentiate between what is within your control and what lies beyond it. This concept, often referred to as the dichotomy of control, is central to Stoic philosophy. At its heart, this principle teaches us that real freedom comes from focusing solely on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while letting go of any attachment to outcomes, circumstances, or the behavior of others. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, reminds us that some things are in our control and others are not. The power of this insight lies in its simplicity. We often spend enormous amounts of time and energy trying to control things that are entirely outside of our influence, whether it's other people's opinions, external events, or outcomes that are dependent on chance. This is a recipe for frustration, disappointment, and, ultimately, a lack of discipline. When we constantly wrestle with the uncontrollable, we scatter our mental energy and allow ourselves to be emotionally swayed by factors we cannot change. The Stoics believed that the path to true peace and self-discipline begins when we fully accept that the only thing we can control is our own mind, how we think, how we act, and how we choose to react. By mastering this, we liberate ourselves from the anxiety of trying to control the uncontrollable. To embody this principle, you must first recognize the distinction between what is within your control and what is not. This requires honest self-reflection. What consumes your thoughts? Are you worrying about outcomes that depend on the decisions of others? Are you stressed about events you cannot change? Stoic discipline demands that we take a step back, assess these worries, and redirect our focus to what truly matters: our actions, our mindset, and our character. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reflected on this truth. As the emperor of Rome, he was surrounded by forces outside of his control: wars, political unrest, even the loyalty of his closest advisors. Yet despite this, he constantly reminded himself to focus on what he could control: his own virtue, his decisions, and his responses to the world around him. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, Marcus wrote. This realization, though difficult to grasp at first, is the key to developing an unshakable sense of self-discipline. When you fully embrace this principle, you free yourself from the weight of external pressures. Imagine a life where you no longer chase after approval from others, where the outcomes of your efforts are not tied to your self-worth, and where external challenges no longer dictate your inner peace. This is the life of the Stoic, and this is the path to mastering discipline. However, this does not mean passivity. It doesn't imply that you should resign yourself to whatever happens. Quite the contrary. Stoicism calls for active engagement with the world, but with the wisdom to focus your energy where it counts. You still strive to achieve your goals, work hard, and pursue excellence, but you do so with the understanding that the results are not entirely within your control. All you can control is your effort and the manner in which you pursue your objectives. Whether the outcome is favorable or not is beyond you, and that's okay. This shift in perspective allows you to act with more clarity and intention. It cultivates a deeper sense of patience, for you no longer rush toward results, but focus instead on the process. Self-discipline becomes less about controlling the world around you and more about mastering your inner world. It's about learning to accept that outcomes will vary and that circumstances will change. What remains consistent is your ability to control how you show up, how you respond, and how you navigate life's inevitable uncertainties. By focusing on what you can control, you simplify your life. You shed the burden of worrying about things you were never meant to manage. Instead, you reclaim your power by directing your energy towards self-mastery. This is where true self-discipline thrives, in the recognition that, though the world may be chaotic and unpredictable, you always retain control over yourself. Accepting what you cannot control is not about surrendering to fate. It's about choosing to live with intention. By mastering this principle, you open yourself to a life of greater peace, purpose, and inner strength. And as the Stoics remind us, real power lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering ourselves. 3. Practice voluntary discomfort. Build mental toughness. The third Stoic principle essential for cultivating self-discipline is the practice of voluntary discomfort. This might seem counterintuitive in a world that promotes comfort and ease as the ultimate goals. But the Stoics believed that by deliberately exposing ourselves to discomfort, we can develop the resilience and toughness required to face life's inevitable challenges. Self-discipline, after all, is not forged in moments of comfort. It is built when we push ourselves beyond our limits and embrace discomfort as a path to growth. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, often spoke of the importance of deliberately embracing discomfort. He would periodically deprive himself of luxuries, practicing living with only the bare essentials, to remind himself that he could endure hardship. This was not an act of masochism, but a form of training, a way to prepare the mind and body for the unexpected challenges that life inevitably brings. Set aside a certain number of days, Seneca advised, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself all the while, "Is this the condition that I feared?" In doing so, Seneca reminded himself that the discomfort he feared wasn't as overwhelming as his mind had led him to believe. This practice of voluntary discomfort is not about suffering for its own sake. It's about preparing yourself mentally for adversity. Life is unpredictable, and when difficulties arise, whether it's financial stress, physical hardship, or emotional challenges, it is easy to become overwhelmed if you are unprepared. By choosing to experience discomfort voluntarily, you condition yourself to remain calm and composed when real challenges appear. It becomes a form of mental training, allowing you to build a level of resilience that few possess. For modern practitioners of Stoicism, this principle can take many forms. It could mean fasting occasionally, to remind yourself that hunger is not as unbearable as it seems. It could mean taking cold showers, to expose your body to physical discomfort and teach yourself endurance. It could mean walking instead of driving, or waking up early to begin your day with purpose. These small acts of self-denial help build the mental toughness required to withstand larger challenges when they arise. Marcus Aurelius, too, understood the value of embracing discomfort. As emperor, he had access to every luxury imaginable, but he often reminded himself of the transient nature of comfort and the importance of preparing for adversity. In his meditations, he wrote, "Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary?" This was a reminder to avoid indulging in unnecessary comforts and distractions. By stripping away excess and confronting discomfort head-on, Marcus was able to remain grounded and disciplined, even in the face of the immense pressures of ruling an empire. Practicing voluntary discomfort teaches us one of the most important lessons in self-discipline. We are stronger than we think. When we voluntarily expose ourselves to discomfort, we come to realize that much of the fear and anxiety we have about hardship is in our minds. By experiencing discomfort in a controlled setting, we gain confidence in our ability to handle whatever life throws at us. And in doing so, we become more resilient, more focused, and more disciplined. But perhaps the most profound lesson in practicing discomfort is the understanding that discomfort is temporary. Whether it's hunger, fatigue, or emotional stress, discomfort comes and goes. When we experience it voluntarily, we learn not to fear it, but to endure it, knowing that it will pass. This mental fortitude allows us to face real adversity with a sense of calm, because we've already trained our minds to withstand the storm. In a world that constantly promotes ease, luxury, and convenience, the Stoics offer a different path, a path of discipline, resilience, and inner strength. By choosing to embrace discomfort rather than avoiding it, we build the kind of self-discipline that enables us to thrive, no matter what challenges life brings. Ultimately, practicing voluntary discomfort reminds us that our greatest strength lies within. The world may be unpredictable, and challenges will come, but we are prepared, not because we avoided discomfort, but because we embraced it. And in that embrace, we discover the true depth of our resilience. 4. Embrace delayed gratification, the power of patience. The fourth principle on the Stoic path to building self-discipline is mastering the art of delayed gratification. In a world driven by instant rewards and quick fixes, the Stoics emphasized the importance of patience and the ability to postpone immediate pleasures for the sake of long-term fulfillment. True discipline comes from the ability to resist fleeting temptations and keep your eyes fixed on the ultimate goal, no matter how distant it may seem. One of the key lessons of Stoicism is understanding that the path to greatness, be it in virtue, wealth, or wisdom, requires time and persistence. Nothing worth achieving is gained overnight. The Stoics taught that enduring success and personal mastery are born from perseverance and the willingness to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term growth. Epictetus captured this idea succinctly when he said, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I will answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." This metaphor illustrates that there is a natural process to all worthwhile endeavors. Just as a fig cannot ripen before its time, our goals and dreams require patience and nurturing. Rushing toward immediate gratification often results in half-baked outcomes, leaving us unsatisfied and unfulfilled. The modern world, with its endless distractions, makes it incredibly difficult to practice delayed gratification. Whether it's the instant dopamine hit from social media, the urge to spend money on immediate pleasures, or the desire for quick success without putting in the necessary effort, we are constantly tempted by the illusion of easy rewards. But the Stoics understood that this pursuit of instant pleasure leads to a lack of discipline, a fragmented focus, and ultimately, a life without lasting achievement. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, constantly reminded himself of the importance of patience and the long game. He wrote in his Meditations, "Do not be perturbed, for all things are according to the nature of the whole, and in a little time you will be nobody and nowhere, like Hadrian and Augustus. Keep yourself simple, good, pure, serious, unpretentious, a friend of justice, God-fearing, kind, full of affection, strong for your proper work." Marcus recognized that the gratification of pursuing virtue and purpose unfolds over time, not in the rush of momentary pleasure. It's through dedication to the long-term vision that real mastery is achieved. Delayed gratification is not just about resisting temptations, but about cultivating the patience to stay on the path, even when progress feels slow or invisible. It's about understanding that real, meaningful change takes time, and that shortcuts often lead to nowhere. This principle is essential in developing self-discipline because it teaches us to focus on what truly matters, rather than being distracted by momentary desires that pull us off course. When you cultivate the ability to delay gratification, you learn the art of prioritizing. You begin to differentiate between what is truly important and what is merely a passing whim. You realize that lasting fulfillment, whether in personal growth, relationships, or professional success, requires sustained effort and the willingness to endure discomfort along the way. The disciplined person understands that the sacrifices made today are investments in a future that holds deeper, more meaningful rewards. Seneca also warned against the dangers of seeking pleasure without consideration for the consequences. The greatest blessings of mankind are within us and within our reach. A wise man is content with his lot, whatever it may be, without wishing for what he has not, he wrote. In this, Seneca teaches that true contentment comes not from the pursuit of constant pleasure, but from the understanding that real happiness lies in self-mastery and the pursuit of virtue, which can only be attained through patience and discipline. When you practice delayed gratification, you are actively building resilience. You learn to endure discomfort in the present because you trust that your efforts will pay off in the future. This shift in mindset allows you to remain focused, even in the face of setbacks. Rather than becoming discouraged by slow progress or the temptation of easier paths, you stay the course, knowing that real achievement is a marathon, not a sprint. This principle also leads to a deeper appreciation for what you eventually achieve. When you've waited, worked, and sacrificed for something, the reward is far sweeter. The discipline you've cultivated through patience enriches not only your external achievements, but your internal character as well. You become someone who doesn't just chase after fleeting desires, but builds a life of lasting purpose and fulfillment. As the Stoics teach, delayed gratification is the key to living a life that is not governed by the whims of desire, but by the pursuit of virtue and mastery. In embracing patience, you allow your discipline to flourish, and in doing so, you set yourself on the path to true success. 5. Focus on what you can control. Master the dichotomy of control. The fifth Stoic principle essential to building self-discipline is mastering the art of focusing on what you can control. In a world full of uncertainties, distractions, and uncontrollable forces, the Stoics emphasized that self-discipline is cultivated by understanding the difference between what is within your control and what is not. This clear distinction, known as the dichotomy of control, is one of the core teachings of Stoicism and the foundation for achieving inner peace and unwavering discipline. Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of Stoicism's most influential teachers, constantly reminded his students of this crucial principle. He said, "Some things are in our control, and others are not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and, in one word, whatever are not our own actions." The wisdom of Epictetus lies in this distinction. He recognized that wasting energy and emotional bandwidth on things beyond our control only leads to frustration, anxiety, and weakened resolve. Self-discipline thrives when we direct our efforts toward what we can influence. When we constantly try to change things that are out of our hands, like other people's opinions, external circumstances, or random events, we become trapped in a cycle of stress and disappointment. By narrowing our focus to our own thoughts, actions, and responses, we regain control over our own lives and develop the self-discipline necessary to navigate whatever comes our way. This principle is perhaps the most empowering element of Stoicism. It teaches that, while we cannot control the world around us, we are fully responsible for how we respond to it. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius, despite being an emperor and facing tremendous external pressures, constantly grounded himself in this understanding. The storms of life will come: pain, loss, betrayal. But the Stoic remains unmoved by these, for he understands that the only thing within his power is his reaction to them. In our modern lives, this principle remains as relevant as ever. We are constantly bombarded by information, societal pressures, and the unpredictable nature of the world. It's easy to get caught up in trying to control how others see us, to worry about the outcome of events we have no say over, or to become frustrated by obstacles outside our influence. But self-discipline demands that we stop pouring our energy into these distractions. Instead, we must focus on controlling our own behavior, our thoughts, and our actions, which are always within our command. By embracing this Stoic mindset, you learn to let go of unnecessary stress. You stop worrying about things beyond your control, whether it's the opinions of others, market fluctuations, or even the passing of time. This mental clarity sharpens your discipline, allowing you to focus on your goals and values without being swayed by external distractions. You become like the sailor who steers his ship through the storm, not by trying to control the wind or the waves, but by mastering his own navigation. This principle also helps develop emotional resilience. When you stop reacting to every external event as though it were a personal attack, you become more stable, less reactive, and more focused. Your self-discipline strengthens as you realize that your emotional state is within your control, even when the external world is chaotic. You stop being a victim of circumstance and start taking ownership of your responses, thoughts, and actions. Seneca also spoke of this principle, urging us to focus on our own virtues and actions, rather than being consumed by what is beyond our influence. He said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This craving, whether for external validation, control over others, or outcomes we cannot influence, only erodes our discipline and leaves us perpetually unsatisfied. But when we focus on cultivating our inner virtues, we find contentment, strength, and purpose. Understanding what you can and cannot control is a liberating concept. It frees you from the burden of trying to manipulate the world to suit your desires, and instead empowers you to direct your energy toward your own growth and actions. Self-discipline becomes second nature when you stop battling forces outside your control and instead focus on what you can shape: your thoughts, your habits, and your reactions. This Stoic principle ultimately leads to a profound sense of freedom. By focusing only on what is within your power, you release yourself from the futile pursuit of controlling the uncontrollable. You learn that true mastery lies not in bending the world to your will, but in mastering yourself. And in that mastery, you find both freedom and discipline. 6. Practice delayed gratification, the key to long-term success. The sixth Stoic principle for cultivating self-discipline is the practice of delayed gratification. This is the ability to resist immediate temptations or pleasures in favor of a more meaningful, long-term reward. In today's fast-paced, instant gratification society, this principle can seem outdated, but it remains one of the most powerful tools for building self-discipline and achieving long-term success. In Stoicism, the pursuit of fleeting pleasures is seen as one of the greatest threats to personal growth and discipline. Epictetus warned against being swayed by immediate desires, reminding his followers that real freedom and success come from mastering one's impulses. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To the Stoics, true freedom wasn't found in indulging every whim, but in controlling one's desires and making decisions based on reason, not emotion. Self-discipline is built by resisting the allure of instant pleasure. Every time you choose to delay gratification, whether it's resisting the urge to procrastinate, turning down an indulgent treat, or saving money instead of spending it impulsively, you strengthen your ability to stay focused on your long-term goals. It is through these small daily victories that true discipline is forged. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. As emperor, he had the power to indulge in every luxury life had to offer. Yet, he consistently chose the path of restraint. In his meditations, he wrote, "It is essential to remember that the past and future are nothing to us, and only the present moment is ours." This reminder serves as a powerful guide. While the temptation of immediate pleasure exists in the present, the true reward comes from acting with purpose and wisdom in each moment. The Stoics viewed life as a continuous test of endurance, where the fleeting pleasures of the moment are often distractions from achieving something greater. They understood that the pursuit of virtue and excellence required patience, discipline, and sacrifice. Immediate gratification was seen as the enemy of wisdom and growth. Seneca often spoke about the dangers of giving in to pleasure, warning that pleasure is the bait of sin. In modern terms, delayed gratification is at the heart of success in many aspects of life, be it financial, professional, or personal. Those who are willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term gains are the ones who build wealth, create meaningful relationships, and master their craft. Whether it's putting in extra hours at work to build a career, staying disciplined with diet and exercise for better health, or investing in one's future by saving money, the ability to delay gratification is key to achieving greatness. The famous Stanford marshmallow experiment illustrates the importance of this principle. In the study, children were given the choice between one marshmallow immediately or two if they could wait 15 minutes. The results were telling. The children who were able to delay gratification and wait for the two marshmallows later proved to have better life outcomes in areas such as academic success, health, and even financial stability. This experiment highlights the immense power of self-control in shaping our future. However, Stoicism pushes this concept even deeper. It's not just about resisting pleasure for the sake of a greater reward, but also about cultivating an inner calm that isn't swayed by external desires. The Stoics believed that true contentment comes from within, and that relying on external pleasures for happiness is a recipe for dissatisfaction. They argued that the disciplined person finds joy in virtue and self-mastery, rather than in fleeting pleasures. In our world of instant gratification, where we're constantly bombarded by advertisements, social media, and endless distractions, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking quick fixes. We live in an age where patience is rare, and the pursuit of long-term goals often feels overshadowed by the allure of immediate rewards. Yet, those who practice delayed gratification are able to rise above these distractions and focus on what truly matters. By embracing this Stoic principle, you learn to view each temptation as an opportunity to strengthen your discipline. Every time you resist an impulse, you build resilience and control over your own life. Self-discipline becomes not a struggle, but a source of empowerment, as you realize that you are no longer controlled by external desires, but by your own reasoned choices. Seneca also spoke of the joy that comes from self-control, stating, "He who is brave is free." This freedom isn't found in the pursuit of pleasure, but in mastering the self. Delaying gratification becomes an act of bravery, where you choose long-term fulfillment over short-term satisfaction, knowing that the rewards of self-discipline far outweigh the fleeting pleasure of indulgence. In the end, the practice of delayed gratification is about embracing a higher purpose. It's about realizing that true happiness and success come not from chasing after every desire, but from aligning your actions with your deepest values and long-term goals. By delaying gratification, you build the strength of character needed to navigate life's challenges with wisdom, purpose, and discipline. 7. Cultivate a growth mindset. Embrace challenges as opportunities. The seventh Stoic principle to develop self-discipline is to cultivate a growth mindset. This principle emphasizes viewing challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and learning. In the Stoic worldview, every difficulty we face is an invitation to refine our character and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. At the heart of a growth mindset is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Stoicism encourages this perspective by teaching that our response to adversity defines us more than the adversity itself. Epictetus famously remarked, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This fundamental truth underscores the Stoic belief that our mindset shapes our reality. When we encounter challenges, the instinctive reaction may often be to retreat or to feel defeated. However, Stoicism teaches us to reframe these moments as essential stepping stones on our journey toward self-mastery. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, we can see them as valuable lessons. Every obstacle becomes an opportunity to test our resilience, strengthen our resolve, and enhance our skills. This idea aligns closely with the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, who faced immense challenges as Emperor of Rome, including wars, plagues, and political intrigue. Despite these pressures, he maintained a perspective of growth. In his meditations, he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful assertion encapsulates the Stoic principle that difficulties are not merely to be endured, but are vital components of our personal development. Adopting a growth mindset fosters a deeper understanding of self-discipline. It enables us to approach tasks with curiosity rather than fear, allowing us to explore our potential and capabilities. When faced with a challenging project, rather than succumbing to anxiety or self-doubt, we can ask ourselves what skills we can develop through the experience. This shift in perspective transforms self-discipline from a chore into an exciting journey of discovery. Resilience is a critical component of this principle. Stoics believed that resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks, is cultivated through practice. Just as a muscle grows stronger through resistance training, our character strengthens in the face of challenges. This notion is echoed in the words of Seneca, who stated, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Embracing challenges equips us with the tools needed to handle future obstacles with grace and fortitude. Moreover, cultivating a growth mindset involves recognizing that our path to self-discipline is not linear. There will be ups and downs, successes and failures. Instead of becoming discouraged by setbacks, we can use them as opportunities for introspection and growth. The Stoics encouraged individuals to reflect on their experiences, learn from their mistakes, and continuously strive for improvement. In a world that often values immediate success and instant gratification, the growth mindset reminds us that real achievement takes time and effort. It reinforces the idea that self-discipline is not merely about saying no to temptation, but about saying yes to growth. When we prioritize our development over our discomfort, we find a deeper motivation to pursue our goals. This principle also encourages us to seek feedback and learn from others. The Stoics recognized the value of communal learning and shared wisdom. Surrounding ourselves with individuals who inspire and challenge us can accelerate our growth. Engaging in meaningful conversations, reading insightful literature, and learning from mentors are all ways to foster a mindset of growth. The ancient Stoic philosophers understood that personal growth is a lifelong journey. They taught that our character is not fixed. Rather, it is constantly evolving. This perspective allows us to embrace change and uncertainty, knowing that each experience contributes to our development. As we practice cultivating a growth mindset, we can remind ourselves of the inherent strength within us. We can reframe our perception of challenges, viewing them as integral parts of our journey rather than as hindrances. This shift empowers us to face difficulties with courage, transforming obstacles into opportunities for self-discovery and resilience. In conclusion, cultivating a growth mindset is a powerful Stoic principle that paves the way for self-discipline. By embracing challenges, reframing setbacks, and viewing difficulties as opportunities, we create a fertile ground for personal development. This principle teaches us that self-discipline is not a destination, but a continuous journey, a commitment to growth, learning, and mastery. With this mindset, we can navigate life's challenges with purpose and determination, knowing that each experience enriches our character and brings us closer to the individuals we aspire to be. 8. Practice mindfulness. Be present and aware. The eighth Stoic principle in the pursuit of self-discipline is the practice of mindfulness. In our fast-paced, distraction-filled world, the ability to be present and aware is more crucial than ever. Stoicism teaches us that true mastery over ourselves begins with understanding our thoughts, emotions, and actions in the present moment. This practice not only enhances self-discipline, but also deepens our connection to our experiences. At its core, mindfulness is about observing our thoughts and feelings without judgment. The Stoics recognized the importance of this awareness. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized the necessity of self-observation, stating, "Know, first, who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." This principle underscores the importance of self-awareness as the first step towards self-discipline. When we practice mindfulness, we become aware of our impulses and reactions. This awareness allows us to pause before we act, creating a space for intentionality in our choices. Instead of reacting impulsively to distractions or temptations, we can choose our responses based on our values and goals. This intentionality is a cornerstone of self-discipline. Consider the act of mindful eating, for instance. When we engage fully with our meal, savoring each bite and paying attention to our body's signals, we develop a healthier relationship with food. This practice can extend to every area of our lives. Whether we are working, interacting with others, or even engaging in self-care, mindfulness enables us to approach each moment with clarity and purpose. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This observation highlights how scattering our attention across multiple distractions diminishes our effectiveness and leads to a sense of emptiness. When we are not fully present, we miss opportunities for growth and understanding. Practicing mindfulness brings us back to the present, allowing us to engage deeply with our experiences. Moreover, mindfulness fosters emotional regulation. By observing our thoughts and feelings, we can identify patterns and triggers that may lead to unhealthy behaviors. This awareness empowers us to respond to challenges with composure and grace, rather than succumbing to automatic reactions driven by anxiety or stress. In moments of difficulty, we can draw upon our Stoic training to remind ourselves of what is within our control and what is not. In cultivating mindfulness, it is also essential to embrace stillness and solitude. In our modern society, constant connectivity often leaves little room for reflection. The Stoics recognized the value of solitude as a means of connecting with oneself. Marcus Aurelius often retreated to quiet spaces to reflect on his thoughts and actions. In these moments of stillness, he found clarity and purpose. Engaging in mindfulness practices, such as meditation or journaling, can enhance our self-discipline. Taking time to reflect on our values, goals, and experiences provides valuable insights into our behaviors and choices. Journaling, in particular, allows us to process our thoughts and emotions, creating a clearer understanding of ourselves. This reflective practice cultivates self-awareness and helps us remain aligned with our principles, ultimately reinforcing our self-discipline. Mindfulness also encourages us to recognize the impermanence of life. The Stoics believed in the transient nature of all things. By understanding that our circumstances are ever-changing, we can cultivate a sense of gratitude for the present moment. This awareness can help us resist the temptation to dwell on past regrets or future anxieties, anchoring us in the here and now. Furthermore, the practice of mindfulness is not just a solitary endeavor. Engaging mindfully with others can enrich our relationships and enhance our social awareness. By being fully present in conversations, we can foster deeper connections and understanding. This practice encourages empathy and compassion, qualities that enhance our character and contribute to our self-discipline. As we cultivate mindfulness, we can also remind ourselves to accept what is beyond our control. The Stoics taught that peace of mind comes from distinguishing between what we can influence and what we cannot. By practicing mindfulness, we can let go of the need to control every outcome and instead focus on our actions and responses. This acceptance fosters resilience and strengthens our self-discipline. In conclusion, the practice of mindfulness is a powerful Stoic principle that enriches our journey towards self-discipline. By being present and aware, we cultivate intentionality in our actions, enhance our emotional regulation, and deepen our connections with ourselves and others. This practice serves as a foundation for mastering our impulses and choices, allowing us to navigate life with clarity and purpose. As we embrace mindfulness, we empower ourselves to approach each moment with intention and understanding. This commitment to presence not only strengthens our self-discipline, but also fosters a greater appreciation for the beauty and complexity of life. 9. Embrace adversity. Find strength in challenges. The ninth principle in the Stoic path to self-discipline is the embrace of adversity. Life is inherently filled with challenges, obstacles, and hardships. Rather than viewing these experiences as setbacks, Stoicism teaches us to perceive them as opportunities for growth and development. Embracing adversity not only strengthens our resilience, but also fortifies our self-discipline. In a world that often prioritizes comfort and convenience, it can be easy to shy away from challenges. However, the Stoics understood that true character is forged in the fires of adversity. Seneca poignantly stated, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This insight reveals that facing and overcoming challenges cultivates mental fortitude and prepares us for future trials. When we confront adversity head-on, we learn valuable lessons about ourselves and our capabilities. Each obstacle serves as a teacher, presenting us with an opportunity to reflect on our values, priorities, and motivations. In the midst of struggle, we discover our strengths and weaknesses, paving the way for personal growth. This self-awareness is essential for cultivating self-discipline, as it allows us to identify areas for improvement and set realistic goals. Consider the story of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers and Roman emperors. Throughout his reign, he faced numerous challenges, including wars, plagues, and political intrigue. Rather than succumbing to despair, he embraced these adversities as opportunities to practice his Stoic principles. In his meditations, he reflects on the importance of accepting difficulties as part of life's journey, reminding himself that challenges can be transformed into catalysts for growth. In embracing adversity, we also cultivate resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Resilience is not merely about enduring hardships. It involves a proactive approach to challenges. By reframing our mindset, we can see obstacles as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. This shift in perspective is vital for developing self-discipline, as it empowers us to persevere through difficult times and remain focused on our goals. One effective strategy for embracing adversity is to adopt the Stoic practice of negative visualization. This technique involves contemplating potential challenges and setbacks before they occur. By imagining the worst-case scenarios, we prepare ourselves mentally and emotionally for adversity. This practice does not lead to pessimism. Rather, it fosters gratitude for what we have and cultivates a sense of equanimity in the face of difficulties. Additionally, embracing adversity encourages us to step outside our comfort zones. Growth often lies beyond the boundaries of familiarity. The Stoics believed that by intentionally seeking out challenges, we could expand our capabilities and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Whether it's tackling a new project, facing a fear, or engaging in difficult conversations, pushing our limits fosters personal development and fortifies our self-discipline. It's essential to recognize that adversity can take many forms. It may manifest as external challenges, such as financial struggles or relationship difficulties, or as internal struggles, such as self-doubt and fear. Regardless of the source, the Stoic approach encourages us to confront these challenges with courage and determination. By reframing adversity as an integral part of life, we cultivate a mindset that welcomes growth rather than shying away from discomfort. In addition to cultivating resilience, embracing adversity also fosters a sense of community and connection. When we share our struggles with others, we not only lighten our burdens, but also create opportunities for mutual support and understanding. The Stoics valued the idea of the collective, recognizing that we are all part of a larger human experience. By facing challenges together, we can draw strength from one another and foster a sense of camaraderie. Moreover, adversity can serve as a powerful teacher in developing empathy and compassion. When we confront our struggles, we gain a deeper understanding of the challenges faced by others. This awareness allows us to respond with kindness and support, enriching our relationships and strengthening our character. In this way, embracing adversity becomes a pathway to greater self-discipline and personal growth. As we navigate the inevitable challenges of life, it is crucial to remember that our responses to adversity define us. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely noted, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This sentiment encapsulates the Stoic belief that we have the power to shape our experiences through our choices. By embracing adversity, we can cultivate resilience, strengthen our self-discipline, and emerge as more compassionate and capable individuals. In conclusion, the principle of embracing adversity is a cornerstone of the Stoic path to self-discipline. By facing challenges with courage and determination, we cultivate resilience, self-awareness, and empathy. Adversity becomes a teacher, guiding us toward personal growth and fortifying our character. As we embrace the struggles we encounter, we empower ourselves to navigate life with grace and strength. The Stoic journey is not about avoiding difficulties, but rather about finding meaning and purpose within them. By adopting this mindset, we transform adversity into an ally on our path towards self-discipline and fulfillment. 10. Cultivate gratitude, the foundation of self-discipline. The 10th and final principle in the Stoic path to self-discipline is the cultivation of gratitude. In a world often dominated by a relentless pursuit of more wealth, more status, more validation, the Stoics remind us of the profound power of appreciating what we already have. Gratitude, in its essence, is a transformative practice that fosters a deep sense of contentment and strengthens our self-discipline. When we cultivate gratitude, we shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is abundant. This perspective not only nurtures a positive mindset, but also reinforces our ability to remain disciplined in the face of temptations and distractions. Gratitude acts as a stabilizing force, grounding us in the present moment and reminding us of our values and priorities. The Stoics understood that our happiness is not contingent upon external circumstances, but rather on our internal responses. As Seneca wisely stated, a grateful mind is a great mind, which eventually attracts to itself great things. This sentiment underscores the idea that gratitude opens the door to a life rich with opportunities and fulfillment. When we acknowledge and appreciate the blessings in our lives, we cultivate an inner strength that empowers us to pursue our goals with clarity and purpose. To incorporate gratitude into our daily lives, we can adopt simple yet powerful practices. One effective method is to maintain a gratitude journal, where we regularly write down the things we are thankful for. This practice serves as a reminder of the positive aspects of our lives, even during challenging times. By consistently reflecting on our blessings, we reinforce a sense of appreciation that fuels our motivation and self-discipline. Additionally, expressing gratitude to others is a powerful way to strengthen our relationships and enhance our sense of community. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you note, a verbal acknowledgement, or a small gesture of kindness, expressing gratitude fosters connection and deepens our bonds with those around us. This sense of connection not only enriches our lives, but also provides a support system that reinforces our self-discipline as we pursue our goals. Furthermore, cultivating gratitude helps us navigate adversity with resilience. When faced with challenges, practicing gratitude allows us to reframe our perspectives and find meaning, even in difficult situations. Instead of succumbing to despair, we can identify the lessons and opportunities for growth hidden within our struggles. This shift in mindset strengthens our resolve and enhances our ability to remain disciplined in the face of adversity. The practice of gratitude also cultivates humility, a fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy. When we recognize the interconnectedness of our lives and the contributions of others, we develop a deeper appreciation for the support we receive. This humility fosters a sense of responsibility and encourages us to contribute positively to the lives of others, reinforcing our commitment to self-discipline. Moreover, gratitude nurtures a sense of purpose. When we acknowledge the efforts and sacrifices that have shaped our lives, we become more aware of our responsibilities and the impact we can have on the world around us. This awareness inspires us to act with intention, aligning our actions with our values and reinforcing our self-discipline. As we cultivate gratitude, we also develop the ability to embrace impermanence. Life is fleeting, and everything we cherish can change in an instant. By appreciating the present moment and the people in our lives, we foster a sense of urgency to make the most of each day. This awareness encourages us to prioritize what truly matters and reinforces our commitment to living a disciplined life. In conclusion, the cultivation of gratitude is a powerful principle on the Stoic path to self-discipline. By shifting our focus from scarcity to abundance, we nurture a positive mindset that empowers us to pursue our goals with clarity and purpose. Gratitude acts as a stabilizing force, grounding us in the present and reminding us of our values. As we express appreciation for the blessings in our lives, we strengthen our resilience, enhance our relationships, and cultivate a sense of purpose. The practice of gratitude invites us to embrace life with open hearts, empowering us to navigate challenges with grace and strength. So, as we reflect on the 10 principles of self-discipline derived from Stoicism, let us commit to embracing adversity, taking responsibility, practicing mindfulness, and nurturing gratitude. Together, these principles create a powerful framework for personal growth and fulfillment. If you found value in this exploration of Stoic principles, consider subscribing to our channel for more insights into self-discipline, personal growth, and the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Your journey toward a more disciplined and fulfilling life begins with the choices you make today. Let's embark on this path together, cultivating resilience, gratitude, and strength as we strive for greatness. Embracing the Stoic path to self-discipline. As we conclude our journey through the 10 Stoic principles for building self-discipline, it becomes clear that this path is not merely a series of steps to follow, but a profound transformation of the mind and spirit. Each principle, embracing adversity, taking responsibility, practicing mindfulness, cultivating gratitude, and the rest, serves as a vital thread in the intricate tapestry of self-discipline. Together, they guide us toward a life marked by purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. The teachings of Stoicism remind us that self-discipline is not an end in itself, but a means to cultivate a life aligned with our values and aspirations. It is a commitment to showing up for ourselves, even in the face of challenges. By embracing these principles, we learn to navigate life's complexities with grace and strength, emerging as individuals who are not only disciplined, but also deeply aware of our impact on the world around us. In a society often fixated on instant gratification and external validation, the Stoic path encourages us to seek inner mastery and long-term fulfillment. As we cultivate self-discipline, we foster a sense of empowerment that allows us to make choices that resonate with our true selves. Now, as you reflect on these principles, consider how you can integrate them into your daily life. Start small. Choose one principle that resonates with you and commit to practicing it consistently. Whether it's embracing adversity when faced with challenges or cultivating gratitude for the blessings you have, every step you take brings you closer to a life of purpose and discipline. We invite you to join our community of like-minded individuals dedicated to personal growth and the exploration of Stoic wisdom. If you found this exploration valuable, please subscribe to our channel for more insights into self-discipline, Stoic philosophy, and strategies for living a meaningful life. Your journey towards self-mastery begins now. Together, let's embrace the challenges that lie ahead, celebrate our progress, and inspire one another on this transformative path. Remember, self-discipline is not a destination. It's a continuous journey, one that we walk together. Thank you for being a part of this exploration. Subscribe now to continue your journey towards self-discipline, resilience, and greatness, one step at a time.